Hi everyone, it's Lori from Crystal Earth Magic, and today is March 31st, 2021. I just wanted to come on here and share a really profound message from my higher self to all of humanity. I think it's really, really important in these times when everyone is uncertain and confused and there's division, there's fighting, there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. You see two factions. You see those who are living in fear, who are buying the narrative, who are afraid to move forward, who are obeying authority. And then there are those who are seeing the new earth already. They're creating it in their life every single day. They're seeing the ruse behind everything that's going on. They're seeing the absurdities, and they know deep inside themselves what is really happening. They know that freedom is already here and that the greater society will step into this in time. However, there's a lot of stuff to go yet. So right now, I just want to say to everybody to just hold the faith. Know that everything is going to turn out the way it is meant to be. And it is your choice whether you live in fear or in joy and freedom. So I just want to share this message again from my higher self. And so I'm going to kind of read what I wrote down as I had this deep, profound meditation. And so this is, it starts with attachments. And attachments to anything, whether it's a job, a relationship, old ways, the way you think it's supposed to look, old habits, ties us into a frequency. You know, everything is frequency. Everything on this earth is frequency. Everything in this universe has a frequency. Every person, every situation has a frequency. And we want to raise our frequency, right? But we want to raise our frequency, but if we're tethered to lower frequency stuff, whether it's relationships that don't serve us, jobs that don't serve us, situations that don't serve us, whatever it is, when we're tethered to those lower frequencies, these are not aligned with our purpose and our highest good. And anything that is aligned with our purpose and our highest good is never going to ask us to do something against our integrity, our inner knowing. So those who are truly aligned may have choices, but they are never going to be forced into anything. And there's a lot of fear-mongering out there right now about being forced into things. This is all illusion. It's illusion to wake us up. And so no matter where you are, you will never be forced into anything. There is always a choice. There's always a choice. There's always a back door, so to speak. And it is about waking us up to our sovereignty. So my higher self says, do you love your job, your relationship, your situation, or are you merely existing, biding time until retirement, until things change, until you win the lottery, whatever it is? Are you in your truth? Are you in your joy, or are you just biding time? Are you just eking out your existence? Maybe your soul wants to experience more. Maybe there's another career, another relationship, another situation that will more align with who you are becoming and allow you to more gracefully step into your ascension, your evolution, your expansion, your sovereignty. You know, a lot of us are afraid to consider those kinds of things, but this time is the time giving us the ability to see other perspectives and to know that there's far more than we ever thought there was possible. When we are tied to a timetable, as many people are, or what things should look like, or what someone else's experience should be, when we want to be right, when we want proof, we're attached to something. And truth is everywhere for those who see and those who look. If you're awake, you can't miss it. You can't miss it. Everyone wants proof right in front of your face. Maybe that's not how it's going to roll out. Maybe it's all about that inner knowing. And certainly the two factions, the bifurcation of this earth and the old earth, the new earth and the old earth, are really showing themselves. And everybody has a choice to make here, whether you stay with the old, the worn out, the evil, or whether you step into your sovereignty and create the new earth. So again, that truth is everywhere for those who see and look. If you're awake, you can't miss it. If you aren't looking inside as well as outside, you won't see it. What does your heart tell you? And that's always the message. What does your heart tell you? Because so many of us are disconnected from our heart, from our emotions, from our inner knowing, that we don't know. We look all around for someone else to tell us what's going on when all we need to do is go inside. And it's really, really time to cultivate that if you haven't already. And if you have begun to cultivate it, to learn to trust it. What does your heart tell you? Run it through your logical mind, certainly, because we are meant to be both logical and intuitive. But you don't throw out what your heart is telling you because of something somebody else says on the outside. Okay? Attachments to all these things that we discussed will create fear, because attachments, anything we're attached to, can be taken away from us. We are wanting people or things in our life to behave on our timeline or within our belief structure. That's a big one right now. This doesn't serve anyone when we do that. When we release these attachments, it creates freedom. It creates sovereignty. Fear is being mongered all over the place, even by well-intentioned souls. Many are not even aware they're creating this more fear and more confusion. Many are projecting their attachments out onto the world, and so their fears and their absolutes are coming out. And if we choose to attach ourselves to that and vibrate with it, because we don't trust our own heart, someone else has to be right, not us, right? We're going to suffer, okay? And we're not going to be in our truth. Absolute truth comes only from source. And you can't find this from outside of ourselves, only from within. So the guides aren't saying that we quit our job or leave our family or just up and do something like that, because obviously we have mortgages and we have car payments and we have electric bills and all of that stuff. But perhaps we can begin to allow for the possibility that anything is possible. All exists within this multiverse, within this eternal benevolent structure that is the universe. We're just living out a different density of this universe, but we can tap into all of them. And so what do you desire to create? Many of you don't know because you're so out of touch with your inner truth. And this is the time for us to really, really hone in on our inner truth and trust it above all else. Again, source is within. It's not outside of us in somebody else's teachings or somebody else's thinking or somebody else's news. It's not. It's inside. When we disregard our inner knowing and allow fear or the projections of others to lead us away from our truth and our passion, we suffer. We suffer. And we come further and further away from source and to our inner sovereignty. Releasing these false projections and attachments that are fear-based. Yes, they are fear-based, for they are not based on empowerment or love in action. You fear losing something or someone. You fear that the universe will not provide. You fear that you cannot create abundance and joy for yourself. So you stop that abundance from coming because of your belief that it won't. And you continue to go around and around and around, drawing the same people, the same situations, etc., into your reality. When you become aware that these attachments, whatever they are, when you become aware of them, you're taking the first step toward that sovereignty, toward being truly free. When you trust yourself and you trust spirit enough, you will release these attachments. Many of these attachments, things to which we are attached, are being ripped away from us. And when these attachments are ripped away, such as you suddenly lose a job, you suddenly lose a relationship, you suddenly lose someone you love, or you suddenly lose a situation. And that's happened a lot in the last year, has it not? When these things are ripped away from us, it can be experienced as traumatic. And we often go into victim role, right? Poor me. Why me? Why did this happen? The universe is evil. All of these kinds of things. But what about if we think of it this way? It's merely our soul saying enough is enough. That's not what you came to experience. This is the turning of the age. Humanity's on the brink of ascension. Enough is enough. You are meant for more. And the other message that is beautiful is we will never let you fall. So go within. All the answers are there. You know what to do. Go within. Get clarity. Find your joy and passion. You will be guided. And then take steps toward that goal. That's one thing, we wait for things to fall from the sky. We have to take steps towards the goals that we are guided toward. And so that's the other part of this. If this is aligned with your true purpose, then everything will if it's in integrity with who we really are, everything will be joyful and exciting and even easy. Another thing my guides like to say is things will flow like a waterfall, easily and with grace and ease. And it will be joyful and exciting, even if it seems difficult at first. Once we start on that path, we begin to flow like that river, like that waterfall. And it will be full of synchronicities and serendipities, meaning we will be guided at every step. But we have to take that action, take that step. It feels like jumping into the abyss sometimes. But we know we will be caught. And what did they say? We will never let you fall. We will never let you fall. If we continue to search outside of ourselves for answers, we will always come up wanting. We couldn't wait to come into this lifetime, this earth reality, at the turning of the great wheel, as humanity stands on the brink of ascension. Outside are threats and noise and chaos and fear-mongering and all of that stuff that is going on in the world today if you look through a 3D lens, okay? All of this is just the gasping of a dying beast. We can tune into the 5D consciousness now. It's here. You can live in joy. You can live in freedom. You can live in sovereignty. Many of us are doing it already, and we are creating a ripple effect so that it goes out to everyone with whom we are in contact throughout our communities, throughout our world. There are so many of us living a 5D consciousness. We're not buying into this 3D fear-mongering. It becomes a choice to participate in this 3D reality or not. What will you participate in? What do you choose to participate in? Because nothing is forced upon you. When you are seeing from that higher perspective, that 5D consciousness, everything that you do in this 3D reality is a choice. Nothing is forced upon you if you look at it that way. There are always choices. And you say, oh. No, there are always choices. There are always choices. Look within and find them. Back to the message. Do not give your attention to all of the noise and the threats and the fear-mongering and the chaos around you. If you are forced to move away from things that you are attached to, then it is merely the stern and loving hand of your soul redirecting you to a new life, a new earth, a new reality. One in which that we are meant to enjoy and partake thereof. Do not fear the change. It is why you came, dear ones. Again, we have that choice to partake in it or not. No one is being forced at a 5D level. At the 3D level, it may seem that way. But the message from the guides is to look within. There are always alternatives. You can always choose something different. This is a time when many of us are recreating ourselves. We are moving beyond the old earth paradigms. Maybe it's a new career, a new relationship, moving to a new place, embracing new talents. All of these things are happening right now. And so don't miss that boat. This is a time that will never come again. This is the greatest moment in the history of humanity, of Earth. And here you are. And you're not here by accident. You are here because you're meant to be here. Because you couldn't wait to come in and change everything. And so don't miss that boat. Don't be stuck in 3D fear consciousness. Start releasing these attachments. Start releasing these attachments and be free. It doesn't mean you release love bonds. It doesn't mean that you get rid of everything. Maybe you can do it slowly. Maybe you can do it very fast, all of a sudden, like jumping off a cliff. It just depends on what is your your mode of operation. Where is your consciousness level? Where is your trust? Ease into it if you need to. Others of you will jump off that cliff and you will find freedom on the other side, I promise you. And so the main message of this is, again, these attachments, if we don't release them gradually, they may be ripped away from us if we are not in alignment with what we came here to do, with our divine purpose. We all have a divine purpose, each and every one of us. No one is too small. Sometimes we think we're too small, we're too unimportant. We're not. We are all very important, or we would not be here at the turning of the age. And so just a little thing to think about today. Meditate whenever you can. Go out in nature whenever you can. Go inside. Listen to the truth. Stop listening to the noise all around you. You don't have to participate in that. It just brings down your frequency. Okay, and we are here to raise our frequency and to raise the frequency of humanity so that we can get on with this show. Okay, everything around you is a movie right now. Nothing makes sense because it's fantasy. And yes, we are in the battle of good and evil. Yes, we are in the biggest battle that has ever occurred on the earth. So many are asleep and not aware of it. If you're watching this, you're probably aware of it. Just trust inside. Trust your heart. Trust your guides. And forge that connection deeper if you're just dabbling into it. If you're already on this path, do it more. Go inside more. Stop listening to all the nonsense around you. We have a holiday coming up. Many will be with family who don't understand you, who perhaps are antagonistic. Stay in your peace. Stay in your sovereignty. And you don't need to discuss things of which there is no reconciliation right now between you and your family. Okay. So good things are coming. Good things are already here. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful future for humanity and for all of us if we just choose sovereignty. Okay. So I want to wish everybody a happy Easter coming up this weekend. And I hope you have a beautiful, enjoyable time. And spend time meditating. Spend time with your guides. They love you beyond your understanding. Okay. Also, I have a bunch of really great classes and events coming up, going all the way through July. And so if you go below in the comments, you will see my website, and everything is on there under the classes and events calendar. Some really fun and exciting events. And I hope you will join me. Some are online and some are in person. Okay. All right. Again, this is Lori from Crystal Earth Magic. I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.